So thank you. In any, I really wanted to point out on something in relation to, the issues that we assume or we have poor leadership and unemployment because of poor leadership. I honestly don't think we do have poor leadership. Tine vanhu vane tendencies, vane systems designed kuti vaite pocket line, line their pockets. Remember, we've got so many, knowledgeable, capable Zimbabweans. To know export. I've got people that I know. Vanonzi, vanoziva taxi, nyaya dzinsurance. Vanonzi faro. I think it's faro. Anengasvika level. But we export. Vanhu ivava vanotoenda kunze kwenyika kunoshanda ora tambo network yese yendege dzavo airport yacho kuti ifunction yemazimbabweans. So I don't think kuti inyaya yekuti we've got poor leadership simply because kune vanhu pamwe vasikagoni basa and they are just cannot manage to run the economy and they've no knowledge on understanding with how do we create employment considering the vast mineral wealth dziri munyika. Quite recently, I shared a video on Scotty of a big, there were two rocks. Kanga achins ane gold and they paid your, earth moving machine to move them from where they were to crash. Now, if you go and ask, all right, they won't tell you exactly what happened. Some reports and 20 grams. So you start asking yourself, why do you need earth moving machine that probably costs more than 20,000 or even more? And then crushing that rock, and then after that, then you only get 20 grams out of that huge rock. I mean, what is the purpose of doing all this? It is because corruption corruption right now we are now discussing about numbers. I know that people want to take maybe they know very well about numbers. But the problem that we have is the system that that's how I understand it. I might be wrong, but I'm telling you, this is the biggest problem that we have because people, they know, there's no one who's actually going to put to sort of push or demand accountability from us because we just do things as we please. Imari yakawanda iyo mineral wealth atina vanogona kuti employment ataimbofana kuti mbone issue nayo vacho vanoziva basa varimo zvokuti vanokwanisa kubatsira kuti this is how we do things so that we create employment tishandisa mineral wealth yedu yatinai because we have so and ndangoda kunditaure but in terms of numbers I think vanogona vanonzwisa vangagona kutibatsira but I believe it's just corruption yatiri kusangana nayo. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Charumbira. I think you have a very good point there. And also, look at if we look at America, which they say is got about 37 trillion of debt. We do not have enough evidence right now to say that America is more than capable of managing its debts. From as far as I know, so many years, America has had billions and billions of dollars owing to different countries or China or so many countries, so many banks and all that, It's just that because they don't trust our country, these multilateral international companies, they don't trust us. They don't trust the leadership. They don't trust the politics. That's why they would hold their money. Look at South Africa right now, their economy with that 320 billion which they owe. But still, there's not enough evidence to say that they are capable of servicing their debts. Okay, we have had problems in the past. We've had problems with our debts and we've had a lot of inflation in our country. There was a time in our country where our economy was actually operating in a very high inflation. We know the days have gone, we know all that, and we have not been able to cope to a level where our economy is been kind of assessed properly to say that this is what we're capable of paying. Nobody has done a proper assessment in terms of the companies that are in the country, the minerals and all that. Something that can be mortgaged against that those debts and all that. That's why you see our risk profile is very poor, and I understand that. But in terms of if we had a good leadership, look at Botswana, small little country with just one mineral diamond and vast amount of desert there. But they're getting a lot of loans from all over the place. They're no bigger, better than us. But investors have confidence in the leadership of that country. They've got confidence in the electoral systems there, the politics, the governance. It's actually very impressive. That's why they can actually access more money. But there is nothing that can stop a
Uh,
economy
I
as
think
wealthy as ours.
I think John Babish, you need, while you are half correct, confidence in finance terms. I mean, Gondias will tell you if he's around. Is
Gondias is not
not.
here anymore. Let's
Oh,
talk about
yeah,
what's
yeah, yeah,
here
yeah.
right now.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
Gondias
I'm
is
just
gone.
hold on. Confidence in finance terms is not whether I see John Babish or I got John Babish. Confidence is rooted in your ability to pay. That's why they have a credit assessment. So it has nothing to do with whether your politics is like this, that, and the other. If they're
You
confident
know
that
that,
they
Taxi. Taxi, we know you. We know you for a fact that you try and hide the truth because
no,
you do
you
not
no
want
no no
you
no
do
no
not
no.
want to
Don't do
point
that.
where there's incompetence. You do
Don't
not
do
want to
that.
point to say that there is incompetence and
Don't do
the
that.
government is failing in these areas. You will never say that. You will
Don't do
always
that.
say that everything is moving perfectly well, everything is moving smoothly. In 20 years we'll get there, in 40 years we'll get somewhere. That's all you say. You
If
do
you
not want to
do,
be truthful about what's happening.
the
GD
problem,
Travel, you're
Gondias,
next. Thank you very much.
Gondias, the problem, you know, John Babish, the problem is you are the one saying those things. I'm not saying.
No,
Okay, can
I
I
have not
talk,
you
said
tax
those
always
driver,
say
things.
please?
that.
Can I
It's
talk?
GD Travel now. Thank you.
I'm next. I'm next. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, my brother, tax driver. I had a chance to talk. Uh, John, we have a lot of money in Zimbabwe. We had a credit with IMF, and it was done, finished, dooms. But IMF Americans, they were saying pay the dates, the interest date, and they are like varikuitirana naro kuti hatitomboda kubhadhara interest rate yakadaro. So why would we go and borrow more money? And yet we got gold, we got diamonds, we got everything. We got lithium. It will take you just, I don't know what to say. It will take you just a week to get whatever we want to get. But why would we go and like borrowing money? This is my intake. I want to know exactly why do we have to go and borrow money, and yet in Zimbabwe we got everything. Ka little egako kakanzi mepu yeZimbabwe kakazara uchi, kakazara minerals, kakazara black diamonds, kakazara lithium. So, on earth, why would we go? Is it because we can't sell? Or is it because it's being taken by Chivayo? Achita zviya zvaari kuita zvokuenda kuna Ruto aine zvinhu zvake negold yake zvisina certifications and all that. Because we got a lot of money there in Zimbabwe. And why would we go and borrow money? This is my question to you guys. Boys, please. Why are we supposed to go and borrow money? And yet kazai kedu kaya engo kedu kakanzi Zimbabwe kakazara neuchi uchi hwegoridhe, uchi, lithium, black diamond, marange. Guys, assess this and let's come up with something better than going and borrow.
Okay, good. Well done. Engineer, farmer, and then taxi driver. Go on, guys. Let's have a discussion. Go on, engineer farmer. I see your hand up. Then
Yeah,
text.
thanks John. Ndakoti ndingouya zvangu ndichiti mukoma John muri kuhosi zvenyu but akandikudzei chokwadi. Statement.
Unopinda uchikwazisa vanhu zvakanaka engineer.
Inga
Urotokudonedza.
ndati mukoma John muri sei one. Asi maiki yanga yakavharika. John handina kuzokwazisa. Ndati mukoma John muri sei. Maiki yanga yakavharika I think. Imi mose ndazokukwazisai mose. Nachida kuti mukoma John. Nyaya ye FDI. It's linked kunyaya people who want to give us to invest in our country, as well as people who are willing to loan money for projects in our country. So when you say manager, try to understand where we are coming from. We are coming from an era where our foreign correspondence banks and foreign international banking relationships were cut off by law passed by the United States, whereby they were saying, you people, if you go and trade or loan Zimbabwe, if you are sitting on our board from the United States, so pakabviswa sanctions, we are now seeing a softening of this stance. And only last year in 2025, we got $1 billion in FDI from the rest of the world, excluding China. Okay, so now $1 billion is not it's not a lot of money, but we are coming from a period relationship. Our relationship was so bad because of the sanctions issue. So we are now going to somewhere where the economy is now growing, and at least $1 billion is something to start with. But not over 50 billion in terms of FDI coming into Zimbabwe. In terms of confidence, Mkoma John, how many mines have been opened in Zimbabwe? How many mines, industries have been opened in Zimbabwe now when you say there's no confidence? Platinum, lithium, gold, even this BlackRock is invested in Zimbabwe at Bilbo's mine. So there is a change. Narrative yedu ngaichinje nekuchinja kunoita zvinhu. Yes, toda kuti hurumende iri zvakanaka, but ngatisazoita soti tiri kuinyebera. Because things are now happening zvanga zvisingaitiki kudhara. If it was 2008, I would agree with you. But in 2026, in terms of confidence, that stance is changing. Many Chinese companies are coming. Let me come to CCGD Travel Warukuya. Vangaswara nyaya yekuti tine a lot of gold. You see, minerals in the ground can only be translated into money or capital if you mine them first. So without the money to mine them, you still need to go and borrow money to invest in those mines. Mawana gold, Moritengesa, then you say Tazotexa, those people who are doing that, or if it's a parastate or like Mtapa investment fund or whatever, Mtapa gold, you then get profits from there. So that's how it works. So Kanamaga capital before, because you're coming from 25 years of sanctions, then you still need to borrow. Maybe in 10, 15, 20 years from now, Teta build all enough resources within our banking system in the country. We don't have to go outside. But for now, for any big project, we have to borrow. That's how the reality is. Thank you, guys. I learned.
Okay, thank you very much. Taxi driver.
Ndangoti confidence adzisi dzekuti ndinowirirana newe kana handiwirirani newe. Confidence dzisongova pakubhadhara track record yako nekusevhisa debt. That's it. Zvimwe zvese ratongodhirapa. Ende zvaunga uchitaura iwe John Babish ndiwe uri kutozvitaura, kwete inini handisati ndambozvitaura izvozvo. I would challenge you kuti uye nazvo kuti ndo zvandakataura. But allow me to speak. Ndini ndiri kuzvitaurira. Tinotaura pari pasi kuti pari recorded. Iwe uda kunditaurira your own interpretation yekuti ini ndofamba ndichiti zvinhu zvakanaka pazve zvakashata. I think I'm the first one to acknowledge kuti kana ndaona pothole ndotokutaura kuti iro ipothole iro. I don't need any explanation. You cannot gloss over a pothole. Saka usandinyepera nezvinhu zvaunofunga mumusoro mako. Quote me correctly. So don't do that to try and poison the well. It's propaganda.
You always do that, Taxi.
It's
You know
propaganda.
that. You know the truth, and you will divert. You do what we call deflection. Anyway, let's go on.
Yeah, but ngandipedze. Ndakubata ka pens down. That's the problem. Don't propaganda on what I say. I say what I say. myself, don't say it on my behalf. Because apa ukunyeba kuti ndakataura kuti inini zvinhu pazvive zvakashata ndingoti zvakanaka handidero handauzopusa nekudero handakuzongaira kai saka iwewe kana uchinzwa izvozvo mumusoro mako I can't hear it for you. So confidence, like what Engineer Farmer said, is also the amount of investment that's coming into the country, private money, institutions investing, but confidence to borrow is not because I like Engineer Farmer or John Babish. No, it's I like their behavior of paying back. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. And let me tell you, what's the name? Ken Sharp, who is the one of our local Zimbabwean guy he's actually in Ken Sharp is actually in the real estate at the moment. He said in the next 2-3 years he will make sure that there is around $20 billion which is going to be used in real estate. There will be actually mortgages that are going to be available within the real estate, and he will allow those people that have properties to borrow money, either to build a property or if already he started anyway, their company has already started anyway to give some mortgages. But he's saying that he's been working hard to get some investors to come in to take advantage of the real estate that are in Zimbabwe and allow people to have some mortgages. And he says that that's what he's working on. So whether or not that's going to happen, I'm not sure. But you be the judge. Muchi, you're just coming in, brother. Ziva. And the others that haven't said anything, I know your names are not up. But we are focusing on the topic at the moment. And we are actually giving submissions. Anyone who wants to submit. I know that there's a few people that have requested. Bento is there. Charumbira is there. I'm going to drop some people if they're not saying anything or they're not contributing. If you are tired, you've said enough, and you want other people to come up, we will also be able to aid others. I see GD Travel has got a hand up. I'm not sure about Muchi or Ziva. If you guys want to contribute, the mic is open. No response. Okay, GD Travel.
We're still in the nature business of how the percentage is going to be, and if we have to borrow. And one engineer farmer was saying, no, if we don't have, it has been a long time since we've been running this kind of business, and we don't have money. So we know we got all minerals. So we have to borrow first, and then later on, when we have our minerals, then we can sell. It's a proved statement, which is very, very, very vital to us. I never thought about it. I was just bubbling and say, "Hey, we got business. We got diamonds. We got everything. We have in our country, we have lithium. We have, But he highlighted something to me, Shaba, kuti noka bachira. Even ministry zvamukutaura izvozvo muchiita dancing up along the way muchiti munezvo yese but hamuna source of totanga kuisa machinery yachona papi and so forth, which was a very vital statement which he brought me, Engineer Farmer. Thank you very much, Engineer Farmer, for highlighting me to do that. And I could see that, once we have these kind of machines, we are rich. And then we have to fire Chivai. Kuti yazoita process yakanaka through the mining. Munhu wese aite mari iyoyo. Munhu wese ashewo ma-resources emuzimbabwe. As long as une tag yekuti you are a Zimbabwean pamamhanza pako, you must be in a position to gain that ma-resources iwayo. Not kuti rinongoenzwa kuna Ruto zvakunotengeswa, kuna Trump zvakuitwa, so hatizvidi izvozvo. Saka thank you very much Mukoma Engineer Farmer Shava kuti matiita highlight kuti shandai nesimba nezvamuri kuita and then mutenga mamishini enyu. Thank you so much. Anything else? We're gonna take driver percentages here. And then choose the percentages. If we are borrowing, how much would maybe Gontes can Muchi or Gontes can give us an idea of how much percentage we should, and it should be written down, and people should know exactly what we are borrowing and what the interest rate would be. And when we are like selling our stuff, we have to know it is going to be on a domain, public domain, for every Zimbabwean to see. Thank you.